What's the good word, y'all? Welcome to the New York Jets Syndicate channel. It's your boy DKB here. So, which team in the NFL has the biggest target on their back? The most likely answer should be the Eagles or the Chiefs, the last teams to go to the Super Bowls. However, if you listen to Dan Orlovsky, he thinks that it's the New York Jets, and there's a little bit of legitimacy to it. But for starters' sake, I think this is complete ridiculousness. There's a lot that goes into this, but from his standpoint, to some of the things that he mentioned, there was a lot of media hype around the New York Jets, which is automatically something that certain NFL teams will feel a way about, right? You have the natural highlight of the New York market, and what that's going to boost for a team and or players nationally. Then you have all of the drama from the Packers and the New York Jets actual trade, which was so big that it delayed the NFL releasing their schedule to kind of figure out what was going to happen with primetime games, different things of that nature, right? Then you have Hard Knocks to top things off. And so you have this concoction of just any opportunity that this New York Jets team has had to be in the limelight is been put out there for them. Now, I come from the standpoint in terms of us being the most hunted and that being ridiculous is because there needs to be a certain level of success, right? This isn't, predator hunting prey per se. Dan Orlovsky, essentially, paraphrasing him here, mentions that every NFL team, when they have the New York Jets on their schedule, is going to be looking at that week as their Super Bowl. And we're not this alpha, team that's just going out here and we're wrecking people left and right. I do think, there's going to be a bit of notoriety for the New York Jets this season. But a lot of it is going to come from the standpoint of we're coming off a season where we've made a historic evolution, right? We've gone from the 32nd ranked defense up to, the fourth in terms of scoring. A lot of people are going to be concerned about how they're going to move the ball against this New York Jets team. We've added some more pieces. Other players are developing. You take a look at that front, seven for the New York Jets. It's a pretty ferocious unit, and we're still trolling out Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, who still look every bit as advertised as one of the best cornerback pairs in the NFL. And then on top of it, you have Tony Adams, who's starting to ball out in every aspect that he can, and hopefully an improved season from Jordan Whitehead. Some veterans sprinkled in there in the mix, so you feel really good about it. But ultimately, we're going to go as far as Aaron Rodgers and his arm can carry us, right? The defense was good enough to secure us, 8 wins last year. We realistically probably should have had 11 or 12 if we just was able to go out there and score some points or avoid some turnovers and not have to trust Zach Wilson and or Mike White to really carry the team. But the defense did its part in holding many a teams to 14 points, 17 points or less over the course of last season. So I do think we need to win some games. And being hunted can start as early as this season. I'm not saying that'll never come, but taking a look at this New York Jets team, we won, less than 15, 16 games over the last 3 years combined. Nobody's looking at us and saying, this is a team we need to be concerned about 24/7. Definitely some again, elite areas for us. But until you can start converting the talent that we have on this roster into actual victories on game day, it's just water cooler talk at the moment. I wouldn't put any additional I wouldn't put any additional drama in the mix, right? You have the headlines, for example, with the New York Jets so far, Sean Payton and the Broncos versus the New York Jets. Obviously, all our AFC East division opponents, but there's not really anything else out there per se. We haven't had any. Issues that are spreading through the grapevine, any unknown beef or anything like that that's coming about with any of the teams on our schedule per se, outside of the Broncos, and then of course our own division opponents. So to say we're the most hunted, I think that is definitely far-fetched. But let's say we go out there within our first six. I want to say it's our first 6 games. We have a very, very tough schedule right out of the gate. If you come away with, maybe a 4-2 record, then I think the NFL starts realizing, okay, this NFL team is legit. Aaron Rodgers is the catalyst that can vault them to the Super Bowl. And then it's a different story. Yes, there's going to be a lot more emphasis on the New York Jets being on an opponent's schedule that week, and, trying to downplay things as much as possible. But for as it stands right now, Aaron Rodgers is the hype machine, yes, but I still think the New York Jets are probably going to be an underrated team for the majority of this season, again, until those wins start coming in, and we'll be able to take advantage of that. Everything else now is a matter of us going out there and executing, and again, the talent that we have on this roster is definitely one that on paper can compete with all of the teams that made the playoffs last year, and so we just need the victories to match what that says for us. And hopefully we get some more awesome quotables out of Robert Saleh this year while we pile up those victories. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Most hunted team in the NFL, should the New York Jets be in that category? Or like me, do you think this is ridiculous? And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.